You can on, no problem.
Hello. Yes,
Yeah,
sir.
Adit.
Yes, sir. You're audible, sir.
Okay, okay, thanks.
Yes, sir.
My screen is visible, right? Can anyone confirm?
Yes, 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 yes.
Okay, yeah,
Yes, sir.
thanks. So last class, just we have seen what is prompt and what is in LangChain, how we can create a template, okay, and how we can invoke the model, and once we invoke the model, what are the information that we can see. So any doubt till on the last class or last to last class? Anyone having any doubt? Okay, good. So in this class, we will continue with that prompt engineering. Okay. So last class, we have seen the prompt should be uh, clear, concise, okay, and contextual. Okay. So your prompt should be always clear, concise, and it should have a contextual information. And we have seen how this thing basically affect the output. Okay. And also we have seen how we can create a template using a LangChain. Okay. So before starting the next prompt techniques, again, I want to showcase the template thing. I'm focusing on this thing because many times people is stuck on this template and how they can input the message to the LLM. Okay. So let's say again, if I start, yeah, just hmm. So there are two types of things. Okay. When you input a message, two or three types, maybe. So means there are total three variation, I can say, mainly. So one variation is, so okay, first start, let's say this library that I required. So first step is to simply import the library. So this is the first step. So in any LLM, okay, when you want to create a basically a LLM application or anything related to LLM, so first you need to basically import this library. Okay, yeah. After that, what you need to do? You need to basically load the .env file. Okay, so second check is to whether that is true or not. Third step is to initialize the model. So I'm using chat OpenAI. Okay, similarly chat Grok, chat Olama only. So for that you can change this thing, but since I am using OpenAI, so chat OpenAI, run this. Okay, now so there are three different format to interact with model. Okay, LLM model, basically how you can get answer. So let's say, so first way is I can write first, when you don't have or want system message. Okay, system message, system message. So when you don't have or want system message, okay, so there are three types of message: system message, human message, and AI message. So human message is input message, AI message is output message, and system message is rule message, where you are defining the rule in simple word. Okay, maybe I can write here also, and I will share the code as well. So human message is basically input message. Okay, then there is a system message. Okay, that is basically defining a rule of LLM. Okay, example, it can be doctor, coder, or health care engineer. Okay, so you can define any role, right? So this is the basically the example of system message. Input message, let's say, what is means if I say example, what is Python, maybe. So I'm just asking some question. Okay, and AI message is a basically a output message. Output message. Okay, and here the example is Python is a programming language. Okay, so this is basically a AI message. Okay, so these are sorry, three different types of AI message. Sorry, message. There are many other there are other types of, but these are main. These are three main types of message. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Human message, AI message, and system message. So these are three types of message. Okay. Now let's say I said maybe I can remove that so that don't have confusion. Okay. Now when you don't want to give system message, uh, so the thing is like when you don't want to give system and AI message as a input to the LLM. Okay, so you write some simple message. Okay, maybe what is Python? Okay, so here in this message you are not assigning okay whether this is a system message, AI message, or human message. Okay, just you have given some question message. Okay, and let's say response will be LLM. To get output, what we do, LLM dot invoke, and simply I can write message. Okay, so here this is a message, and to get output, what you have written, LLM dot invoke. Okay, so first run this. Okay, and yeah, so it run. And if you want to see the output, what we can do, response dot content, correct, print. Yeah, so this is the Python, means you have asked this question, and in this message, you are not defining any system message, or you are not defining any role, or you are not giving any AI message to the LLM. Simply you. So this is one format. Okay. So in this, you don't have to follow any template. Okay, because this is a plain Python, means plain question. Okay. Now let's say you want to define second variation will be maybe second variation where you don't want to create any variable inside a message. Okay, but you want system and human message, and AI message is optional. Okay, so second case is where you don't want to create any variable inside a message, but you want system and human message, and AI option is optional. Okay, you can, or means it is up to you. So let's take one example. Sorry. Okay, here I think already created. Yeah. So in this case, what you want? So where you don't want to create any variable inside a message, but you want system and human message, and AI message is optional. Okay. So here, so you have created a system message. Okay. So system message. So there are three types of message: system message, human message, and AI message. So this we have imported. Okay. And let's say if you have to create a system message, so simply you can write system message, then inside that there is a message: you are expert, experienced Python coding, especially answer all the query related to that, only else say sorry. Okay, we are not creating any variable. Okay, and so this is the system message and human message. Then here message you can write simply a square bracket, then system message that you have created, comma, human message. Okay, and let's, okay, so first this need to be run, and now this. Okay, now let's say if you have to get output, so simply what you can do, LLM dot invoke, okay, and message. Yeah, so this will give output print, and to see the output, what we can do, response to dot content. Okay, yeah, so it will give the answer. Okay, so here in this format, when you don't have to give any input, right, or you do not want to create any variables, so in this format you can ask the question to the LLM. Now the third format, I think this we have already seen. So in this, if you have to create a variable, right, so here role and query are two input variable that you want to input when you invoking the model. Okay, when you invoking the model, at that time you want to pass the value of this role and query. Okay, So here, so in that case, you have to define your message in this format. So it will be a list of tuple that we have seen in last class. So the temp format is system. So the system will basically tell, okay, this is a system message and role and query. Okay. Now, so then you have to, next thing is chat prompt template. To create a template, simply you have to use chat prompt template and pass this message. Okay. Sorry. First you need to run this. Second, this. Yeah. Now, third will to create a chain. And fourth step will be, so you are basically for role, sys role, this you have given. Okay. Let someone want to. Yeah. Sys role you have given, and then response equal to chain dot invoke. This chain we have created. So simply you can write chain dot invoke, and role and query are two input variable. So in role you have given system role, sys role as an input, and query you have given user query. Okay. And this will be response 3. Okay. Let's run this. So print response 3 dot content. Okay. So this will be output. Okay. So these are the three major variation. One is when you simply passing the plain message, you are not giving any system message. Okay. At that time you can use this format. Second is you are giving system message and human message, but you are not creating any variable inside that. So in this case, you can invoke the model in this way to get the output. Third is when you want to have a, you are while creating a system and human message, you are basically giving some input variable that you want while invoking the model. So this role and query you have created two variable. Okay. So this message you have created and this passed to the chat prompt template. So it will create a template. Okay. And then you can create a chain, and because this required two input, so in role you are giving this input, and query you are giving user query as input, and you can get. So these are the three major variation of providing input to the LLM. Okay. So any doubt in these three variation? Any confusion? When to use when? Which one? Okay. So try to practice as much as possible in this three format. Okay. So this will make your means in future classes or when you are creating any LLM application, there any if you create any LLM or any LLM based application, these steps need to be followed. Okay. And this will make your program easy to debug, as well as it will be much cleaner. Okay. Right. Yeah. So these are three format. Now the next thing is like prompt technique. So again I come back to here. So in prompt engineering there are different method, different prompt engineering techniques. Prompt engineering techniques. So 90% of your problem solved by, means in LLM, solved by prompt engineering. Okay. So this is most important thing when you are creating any LLM application. So if you want to solve any LLM, means any problem using LLM, So prompt is very much important. Okay, so depend on you how you write your prompt, the answer will vary, and answer correctness. Okay, all these things depend on prompt, how you are writing the prompt. Okay, how clearly you are defining the system message, user message, or human message. Okay, so there are different way of basically uh, writing a or different techniques in prompt engineering. So first is a zero sort. Okay, so first is a zero sort. Second one is one sort. You can use different color. Third is a few sort. Fourth is a uh, zero sort, one sort, few sort, CoT, or we can also call it as a chain of thought. Okay, and similarly there is one more technique, tree of thought. Okay, and there are role based prompting. That role based we have already seen when we defining some role, right? So yeah, so mainly there are many other, but these are very famous, and most of the time these are this only we use. Okay, so you can write maybe, so zero sort prompting, in every name you can write means prompting. Okay, so one sort prompting, few sort prompting, chain of thought, tree of thought, and role based. So these are in interview they ask means what are the different types of prompting that you know, right? And you should also know when to use which technique to use when. So you should be clear when to use which technique. Okay, so there are total 6 techniques. Okay, so you should have clarity that in which problem which prompt technique should I use. Okay, okay, so let's start with one by one. So first is a zero sort prompting. Sort means first just understand sort. Okay, zero sort prompting. Sort means example. You can, in simple word, sort means example. You can also, if sort means example, you can also read the above thing as zero example prompting. Okay, so zero example prompting. So let's say a so let's say Yogesh and Aditya, and Yogesh is asking some question to Aditya. Okay, uh, and um, let's say ki Aditya is very smart. Okay, and Yogesh also very smart, but let's say Yogesh asks some question to Aditya, and Aditya understand the question and give the answer in one try. One try means Yogesh don't have to ask the same question again. Means he get the right answer. Okay. So in such scenario, when your question is very simple, okay, at that time you use zero soft prompting, or you are not providing any example. Okay. Uh, so this is basically a zero sort prompting. Let's see some code example, then it will be more clearer. Okay, so let's say uh, let's take some good example, real example. Okay, so first. So let's say what we can do. We can go to Amazon. Okay, Amazon, and so maybe we can take one product, maybe any product. Let's say mobile only. Let's see iPhone 17. Okay, and if its review is available, I don't know whether the review is available or not. Currently, there is no review, I think. So let's take some other iPhone, or maybe, yeah, let's take this Galaxy, and it has reviews, right? See customer reviews. Okay, what we want to do, so we want to basically, based on the review, we want to say whether that is a positive review, negative review, or neutral. Okay, so with the help of LLM, we want to basically label the review as a positive review, negative review, or neutral. Okay, so let's create a using zero shot prompting. Let's try this. Okay, so first let's create a so here we will need input. Input will be the message or the review, right? So let's create a first message. Let's say message equal to, so it will be a list of tuples when we want to input, means some variable we want to assign, and at the time of invoking we want to input that thing. Okay, so first will be system. Okay, always start with that. Yeah. And here will be human. Okay, and just to cross check, system and human, right? Now inside this you can define and let's say if you want to have a more cleaner code, you can refine system sys message and human message. Okay, so let's say in sys message you said that maybe you can you are, what should I write? Let's say if I have to create a review, right? Anyone want to try? What prompt should I write? Try, it may be wrong, but this will boost your confidence. Means if you write your prompt on your own, anyone, maybe I can call by name. If you're not ready, okay, tell me no, but I will try. Okay, Raghava, you can try.
Like we can give a,
Let's say I can help you as well. So I want to basically review. The task is to, I want to basically review whether that is a positive, negative, or neutral. Okay. What role should I give into LLM? So what should I write? You are experience
critic, no review,
critic. Anything you can write.
review
Experience
critic, review critic.
review. Okay. Review critic. Okay. Then the final objective
Based
is to. Mhm.
based on the reviews, uh, you have to define whether the product is positive or
Based on
negative.
the
Like that.
review. If you experience review critic, based on the review, tell
Whether the product is good or bad, right? Or whether the product is positive or negative. Talk.
tell whether the maybe we can use our own name, that what you have said. Based on the review, tell
Whether the
spelling
product
LLM will automatically correct, but let's try whether the product is positive,
suggestible or not, positive or negative, yeah, or suggestible, yeah, not suggestible
good, bad,
or bad.
or okay,
Okay.
right? Maybe uh, okay, the product into 3 category is based on the tool whether the product uh, belong to which which categories. Okay, maybe I can write. Okay, one is good, second is bad, and third okay, right? And so simply, so this is your system message. Okay, in human message simply you can write this is the review. Okay, and simply you can write in this format. Okay, this is the review. Now system, so here your system message and human message is ready, and in system message you can create a variable review. Okay, sorry, in human message, and here you can put sys message. Oh, someone want to basically Aditya Gupta. Okay, human message में just write human underscore message. Okay, now this is ready. This your message is ready. Next is to create a template. Prompt template equal to chat prompt template, and simply write message. Okay, yeah, and if you simply print the prompt template, you should see you should see the input is a review, right? Yeah, see, input variable is review, only one variable, right? So now you have to create a chain equal to prompt template, and simply put this and LLM. Okay, now response will be before that review. And if it is a multi-line, use three inverted string and put your message inside this. Okay, so response will be LLM, chain dot invoke, and here since there is a single input, you can directly write the variable name. Okay, image underscore review. If there is a multiple input, okay, then you can write in a dictionary format. Sorry, yeah. Now what we need to do, we can maybe look like this. It just so I can't. It is. Let's use this. Okay. So the review is this one, right? And So again, if you want to see the steps, so first we have created a system message, then human message, then we put in this format, then we have created a template, create a chain, then this Amazon review, and let's run. Oh, sorry. Before that, you need to run this. I forget. So because of that, now this should run. Yeah. So let's print response dot content. So look like it. So I can't really good. Let's see. So see the final category says okay. Okay. Based on the table, product seems to have positive features such as blah blah. The final category it gives category 3. Okay. Okay. So this is basically a zero shot prompting. Okay. Means you are not providing any example. Okay. You just said you have just written your message, and maybe if you want, you can try some other uh, let's say if I simply use this, so it is a let's create a image review, and so always put this inside that, and so now this is the thing, and in this case, so the product belong to the category 1. Good. Right. So you have given 3 category: good, bad, and okay. So when you see, means let's say how to decide whether to use a zero shot prompt or not. Okay. So always start any problem with zero shot. Okay. Do not provide any example and see whether the output that you are getting is accurate or not. Right. In this case, it looks accurate. Right. Means here the review is the best worth buying. So it is a positive review. Means if I give 3 category, good, bad, and okay, so it is the best, right? Good that it is given. In earlier cases, it the review was mixed. Look like it's a premium phone. It's just 2 days, so I can't really give good review. It has lots of AI feature displays I like. As so overall, the discontinued price is the best one can get, but still he is cautious that he cannot give good review. Right. So that is in that scenario, the review was okay. Right. Yeah. So this is basically a zero shot prompting when you are not providing any example. Okay. Now, if you want to see some other example, so the same thing that we have seen, positive, negative, or neutral. Okay. Now, in few sort, so sorry, one sort. Again, let's come back to this. So zero sort means zero example prompting. Now, so this was first one. Second one was one sort prompting. So let's say you tried zero sort prompting and you are not getting the right answer. Okay. Then it means that model not able to understand properly on what context you are talking, right? So let's say to make model understand what you want to say. Okay, so you have given some example, not some example. So sort means example. So here we can write one example prompting, right? So you are giving one example. when you're writing your or creating your prompt, you are giving one example, right? So this is basically a one-shot prompting. So one-shot prompting when to use? When zero-shot prompting fails, right? So this is a stepwise. So always start with zero-shot, okay, and then one-shot. Okay, so in one shot, we are giving one example. So let's see it through some example here. So let's say maybe this is an example which we can take. So that is a one shot prompting, and maybe I can. So one shot prompting is providing exactly one example to show the AI what you want when you need to demonstrate a specific format or style, right? So this is very important. So always remember this thing, means when you answer na, so in interview, maybe you can this word. So these are good word. The same thing that we are saying, but it is up, means when you give answer, so this looks more okay. So providing exactly one example to show the AI what you want. Okay. And when to use? When you need to demonstrate a specific format or style. Okay. So generally, let's say you want answer in some format. Okay. So there you can use the one shot prompting. For example, the same thing that we have seen. Let's see this example. And one shot prompting. So first, let's say you are generating engaging product description for e-commerce. Follow the example format. So let's see. You are generating a, maybe let's change the purpose. So what I want to do. So based on the message, let's say this message. Okay. So I want to basically extract the model name based on the message. I want to extract the product name. Features are like here. The product name is Samsung Galaxy S24 Ultra. The feature are 12 GB RAM, 125 256 GB storage. Okay, and Snapdragon processor. Okay, and so these are some features. Okay, product feature. So based on the message, I want to extract the feature name. Okay, so for example, I can write some simple thing. So let's say you generate product key parameters or product name and parameters from e-commerce commerce review message. Okay, so let's say the task you have given is this one. You generate a product name and parameter from e-commerce review message. Okay, now you also given human message. As so to give human, what you can write human. Okay, now sorry. human, and maybe you can paste this one. Okay. So this is basically a human. Okay. Now you want to give AI. So for that, what you can write, assistant, right? Maybe you can check. Yeah, AI also will work. AI and okay. So here maybe you can write AI and you are giving, let's say for this case, what is the output? So system is basically the role. Human is basically a input message. Now you are giving one output. So one output is like, if this is the question, what should be the output? Okay. So here also you can write message. So for example, you can write product name. What is the product name? That is a Samsung Galaxy S24. Okay, so this is the product name. Maybe you can write in this format. In which format you want? It will follow the LLM will also follow the same format. Okay. Now what are the other thing that you want? Product name and parameters. So in parameters, you can write this thing. Okay. So you are giving one example. One example means if this is the question, this is the answer, right? Now, again, human. And now this is the, sorry. This is the e-commerce review message. Okay. And message. Okay. So, and let's put this thing. Okay. So what you have given system message. So this human and this AI is basically one example. Means you have given one question and one answer. Okay. Now LLM will know if you give in such a way that LLM will know, okay, so this is the message. Then in this message, the product name is this one and parameters are this one. Okay. And then, so this is basically this second and third is a human and AI is example. And again, last one human is again the input thing that we want to review message. Okay. So this is your tuple object is not callable. Where we read wrong thing. Yeah. So here we are not giving the comma, I think. Yeah. So That's why it is better to write separate thing and then put inside that, so it will make much clearer, right? So now you can create a template. Prompt template equal to what you can write, chat from template, and you have given, okay, so sorry, you have already created a template, no need to again create. Simply you can write this one, then you need to create a chain. Just chain equal to one sort template, and then this one, then LLM. So this chain get activate chain, and then okay. So before that, you have to create a message, input message, let's say, and you can create a review, and response will be LLM. Sorry, chain dot invoke, and here input message, and I can write print response dot content. Okay, now control X, and I can write here. So let's see some examples. So this we have already seen. Okay, maybe take some other example, or maybe I can use this thing, right? Or maybe some other phone, because in review the product name mention can be so let's see iPhone, any phone we can see. So let's take one of the example from this. Okay, simply I copied here, and in input message simply I put. Okay, so this is the basically message, input message, and that we are basically, and let's run this thing. Okay, so see what we have given the example. We want product name and parameters. Okay, these two things want. See the output. The product name in whole message, the product name is iPhone 15. So this we are talking about. And parameters, dynamic island, innovative design, all these parameters. What are the features maybe? So if you give one example, so see, it is very smart that you are talking about this format, and it know the context. Okay, so this is how one short example work. Okay, so this is one short prompting we called. Okay, the same question you can try with zero short. Okay, when you are not giving any output, so try with different thing, at least for zero short and one short, and you will see the difference. Okay, so by trying only we will better know when to use zero short and when to use one short. Okay, now so there are the next thing is a few short prompting, and this is to use when for complex task. Okay, again if I so So we have seen zero sort, one sort, and next is a few sort. Okay, few sort prompting. Again, if we decode it, it will be a few example prompting, right? So in this, what we do, we provide more than one example. It can be 2, it can be 3, it can be any number, but we provide more than one example. Okay, and when to use? When to use? So first, if zero sort and one sort not able to provide the answer. Okay, so in that scenario, use few sort prompting. Okay, few sort prompting. So when zero sort and one sort fails, at that time you should use few sort prompting. Okay, few sort prompting. So when the problem is complex, at that time you should use few sort prompting. Okay, so in few sort we are providing more than one example. So why to use means why we should not use directly few sort prompting? Anyone means why we should not directly use a few sort prompting? Because few sort prompting is better than one sort and zero sort, right? The
Like
question is why we
expensive,
should, sorry.
like tokens.
Correct, exactly. So the token is a big factor. Okay, because of that we always start with zero sort, because your input length, okay, your input length will start increasing when you start from zero sort to, so for example, in zero sort you are directly giving the message and you are getting the output, you are not providing any example. So this length is very short, right, as compared to one sort. One sort, this length get increased, and when you use a few sort, maybe I can show you the template. So this is a basically a few examples you are giving, right? In this case you are giving 3 examples, right? So this is basically a few sort prompting. So you are giving here, you are giving 3 example, but your input length will increase, and since input length will increase, the number of tokens will also get increased, and once the number of tokens get increased, your costing will also increase. Okay, costing plus latency. Latency in the sense how much time the LLM model will take to get the output. So since your input length is increased, so to process that message, it may take more time. Okay, so this is very important, right? So yeah, good answer. So who said that? May I know the name? You can tell your name. Sorry, I forget. Anil, you said, or anyone else? Yeah, okay. You don't want to tell his name, no problem. So yeah, so this is basically a few sort prompting. So one sort and few sort is almost similar in terms of template. Okay, only you are providing a more than one message. Okay, so this is called few sort prompting. Now the next is a basically a chain of thought prompting. Okay, So if you see this example, uh, in chain of thought is basically asking AI to think step by step and so it's reasoning. Okay, so it's reasoning. So when to use for complex problem that require logical reasoning or multi-steps solutions. Okay, so I'm not giving you the few short examples or code. You can try on your own because that is similar to one shot. Okay, so I will directly talk chain of thought. Okay, so chain of thought is used when you want logical reasoning. So logical reasoning in the sense ki, let's say you want how you are solving the problem. Okay, so you basically ask AI or LLM to think before answer. Okay, and you can also provide the steps to think. Okay, so it is mainly used when your problem is complex. Okay, your problem is complex and you want LLM should give the reasoning as well. Well, how he achieved the objective. Okay, so let's see it through some example, then it'll be more clear. Okay, so let's say you have the system message. Let's say you have given you solve math problem step by step. Always show your reasoning clearly. Okay, always show your reasoning clearly. So this is the message that you have given. You solve math problem step by step. Okay, so now you have given a human message that let's work through this step by step. So first you have given the problem, then you also giving the steps. Okay, you are also giving the steps. So please think through this step by step.
알아. 미쳐줘. 일단
What?
보자.
Uh,
나도 피시하네.
Hitesh, can you mute yourself?
Hace Fernando. Calling.
So it's a step by step. What information do you have? What do we need to find? What steps do we need to take? So the calculation, state the final answers. Okay. So this is the basically this is the template, or this is one of the example of chain of thought. Okay. So here you are basically asking to show your reasoning clearly, and you also giving the steps in what steps means in what direction model should think. Okay, so that you also giving, so that it when it will solve any problem, it will follow that step as well. So maybe let's say this is the template. Maybe we can see the answer of that. So let's say this is the template. Okay. Sorry. My bad. So this is the template. Then we have created a message. Math problem is store sell books for $15 each. If they offer 20% discount for buying 5 more books, how much would it cost? Buy 8 books. Aptitude problem that we seen in means maybe some you also have tried earlier. The same problem you can give it to just to practice chain of thought. So let's say if some man work this many days, how many days that he will finish that task. So that sort of problem you can give to chain of thought. So it will tell you the reasoning as well. So let's run this thing. So first again see the template. So you solve math problem step by step, always show your reasoning clearly. So any human you have given, let's work through this step by step. And this is the problem that you are input. And in that also you have given, please think through this step by step. What information do you have? What do we need to find? What steps do we need to take? So the calculation state the final answer. Okay. So you want to know means you want model to think in this direction, okay, and give the output on all this thing. So this you have mentioned your template. Okay, now you have asked I store sell books for $15 each. If they offer a $20 discount for buying 5 or more book, how much would it cost to buy a 8 book? Okay, so see, so first we have asked what information do we have. So see, so first chain of thought problem solving. So it say, let's go through the problem step by step. So first, what you have asked model to think in which direction, what information do you have? So what information do we have? So it say price of one book is $15, discount offer 20%, minimum book for 5 or then what do we need to find? It also think basically what we are asking user is what he is asking. Total cost for 8 book considering the discount applicable. Sorry. And next thing that we have, what steps do we need to take? So the third is determine if the discount applies, calculate the total price without discount, calculate the discount amount, subtract. Yeah. Now, so the total calculation. Okay. So this is how it is calculating. And then after that, the fifth step is final answer. So now you know how it's solving that problem. So this is basically a chain of thought. So chain of thought is it giving the it thinking step by steps, but all are connected through some chain, means that is connected, right? Interconnection. So this is we called it as a chain of thought. So in chain of thought, when we should use let's maybe just prompting. Yeah. Yeah. So chain of thought, asking the AI to think step by step and so its reasoning. This is chain of thought and when to use for complex problem that require logical reasoning or multi-step solutions. Okay. For example, if you have to calculate a tax, okay. If you have to calculate a tax, at that time you can use maybe a chain of thought thing. Transaction. Okay. Yeah. So see, this is one of the example that you can try. Because I'm giving the. So this is chain of thought for Indian income tax calculation. Okay. So you have said calculate income tax step by step, and you can try this. Let's say now you know the tax slab, right? New tax slab. You can give the slab to the this information to the LLM, and there are some consideration. So you can calculate a tax problem also, means how much tax that a person need to be fined if he can give his annual income, and if what type of tax regime he chooses. Okay, so here the means template or prompt will be, please calculate step by step first gross income, applicable deduction, all these things. It will think in this direction. So it will basically first break the complex problem into a 7 different types, right? So in this case, it is basically breaking the problem, complex problem, into a smaller steps, and then later on it will combine those steps to get the final answer. Okay, so this is like a chain of thought. I will share all this notebook that you should practice, but uh, my sincere request is that you should try all these different types of prompt. Okay, uh, and at least you this means this definitely you should try, because this is a financial thing. Why financial? Let's say if anyone giving interview, or so it looks clear, um, uh, real, and this is a basically a real scenario almost, because industry, many finance industry, fintech industry, they use such sort of problem like clear tax, or even big four companies, like big four means Deloitte, TY, they also solve such sort of problems. So if many a times what happen, they check your domain knowledge. So this is basically a domain knowledge. Domain knowledge, you don't have to do PhD in finance. You need to simply know, okay, let's say UPI, IMPS, what are the things. So they will know, okay, you have work on that, right? So try this thing. So because of that only I am giving all the examples related to finance. You can try with Amazon review, but this will look to example or dummy example. They will know, okay, if you are talking about, okay, I have done the Amazon review in my previous company. So they will know, okay, you haven't worked, you have just taken some class and you have done practice, you haven't worked on real problems industry. Okay, so try to increase your knowledge on finance. Okay, finance or banking things. So this will help. uh, One thing is like you should know the technology like LangChain, GenAI. That is good, and equally the domain knowledge is equally important when you are giving interview. At that time, if you say, okay, I have done this in finance, means through to solve this finance problem, I've used LLM, then they will have a confidence on you that you have already worked on such problem. Okay, and these are real problems. Some industry already solved, some are trying to solve. Okay, so all the notebook that I will share the GitHub link. So try to practice that thing. Okay, yeah. So this is like a few one sort chain of thought, and tree of thought also you can, means the same problem. Tree of thought is basically advanced version of chain of thought. And if you see through this example, so tree of thought is an advanced reasoning technique that explore multiple reasoning paths simultaneously, perfect for complex financial decision making scenarios. Okay, so let's say through example it will be more clear. So let's say here the prompt you are giving, you are using a tree of thought methodology for Indian investment decision. So it is like the same problem you are thinking in different direction. Okay, so the process is like generate multiple thought branches, consider 3 different investment approaches. So let's say if someone want to invest their money in uh, some place, So basically in tree of thought, you are asking LLM to provide 3 different route to invest, right? So here that tree means it is like a in tree there are multiple branches, right? So from same tree there are multiple branches. So that is like a tree of thoughts. So it says generate multiple thought branches, evaluate each branches, prune weak branches. Prune means cut. Weak branches means if you think okay this in these 3 thought if someone is very weak, okay, that answer is very weak or not investment decision, that uh, decision is not good, so we can remove that thing. Expand promising branches. So if you think okay this branch is will provide better answer, so expand that thing, that you are also giving in expand promising branches. Final decision, choose optimal path without reasoning. Then let's say initially you have divided into 3 parts, then at the last you are giving the model to choose which one is best. Okay, so that is basically a tree of thought, right? So you can try different combination. Okay, yeah, so you can try those examples and to get the output. So I'll provide all this thing. So this is mainly a basically a chain of thought or different prompting techniques, right? Role based we have already seen. So again, if I summarize or not means, so we have seen zero sort, दूसरा second is one sort, then third is a few sort, then fourth is a chain of thought, then fifth is a tree of thought, and sixth is a role based. Role based we have already seen how we can assign role, and in future also in all the classes or in the upcoming classes we will use these techniques. Okay, so as I said, if you solve any problem, you will start with prompt engineering. Okay, and that prompt can be belong to one of the category based on the how complex your problem is, right? So based on your complexity you can choose this. So here let's say if you omit the role based. Okay, so in terms of complexity, if I tell, so first is a role based, second will be zero sort. So as we go down, complexity increase, complexity of problem increase, and third is a one sort, fourth is a few sort, fifth is a chain of thought, and sixth is a tree of thought. Okay, so as your problem get complex, so when you means if I let's say the simpler and here hardest. Okay, so as your problem get harder and harder, then this is the rule to basically select which model to or which prompt engineering technique we should use. And as the problem get as the so this is one way of choosing the prompt technique. Other way is to basically as you go from up to down, then prompt or costing also increase. Costing increase because the number of token increase. Okay, so as you choose more complex technique, prompt technique, your costing will also increase because that will require more number of tokens to generate. Okay, yeah. So any question? Any question on prompt engineering?
So basically, if like normally, like the pricing of token, if we repeat that from like for example, last time we tried like what is the capital of India? It's New Delhi. So the prompt gave okay, we got the answer. If we run that cell again, so is it countable or is it will give the answer from as it is? We already run the cell, so it will store in the memory or it will give it again, or it will cut from this like pricing will be tokenization will be counted again. Like how many times we run the cell? It also depends on this pricing.
Yeah, so every time you run, it will cut a cost.
Okay, so that's
But
why I
some
think I
models
got my.
some models support caching. So caching in the sense, so let's say if you ask what is the capital of India, right? So this question I have already asked in the past, right? So Chat GPT or means GPT model mostly, they store uh, these questions and answer. Okay. So if you ask similar question, they will retrieve that answer from cache. Cache is basically a reserve memory where your question answer is stored. Okay. So every time they don't have to run that model. So first they will see whether that question is already present in cache. So the good thing is like when you use a cache memory, it will basically uh, it will take a cost, but that costing will be less. Okay, so if you see the GPT pricing, okay, API pricing. So here if you see cache token, right? You are seeing cached input token.
Yes, sir.
So this is basically a means if you see this is a basically a real time speech to speech. Okay, means this is a text GPT real time and GPT-4o costing is 0.6 per 1 million token. Okay, when you when it use the cache, that time the costing will be half, right? So when it use the cache memory, the output will get uh, the output that it take that costing can be half because it is using the cache memory.
Okay,
Okay.
okay.
But only thing is like the question should be almost same, right? And the output will also be fast in that scenario. Maybe you can try some question you can try once, okay, and again try the same question by reloading the thing. Maybe next time it will give the output fast because that answer is already stored in GPT memory.
Yeah, that's
Okay.
what I tried. Like I have
Uh,
run the cell multiple times, so the each time we run the cell, the time that seconds will be reducing like that.
right. So because that answer is already stored, so for that machine is not running. Machine in this that processing is not happening to generate the tokens, right? So
Yes,
because
sir.
of that, the response is fast.
Okay,
But
okay.
yeah, that costing is they will cut you the cost from your tokens.
Oh, yes, yes. Okay, got it.
Yeah.
And these
So
like if we
mhm,
with this prompt engineering for different LLM models, the answer will be different, right? If we use for
right.
OpenAI, yeah. Okay, for Grok, it will give the different answers and tokenization and everything.
So why I'm telling that you should use a chat OpenAI or chat GPT because if you see I'm using a GPT 4.1 Nano, so that is the lowest model. Means lowest model in the sense in terms of intelligence. Okay, and the costing is also very low. But still, if you see the answer or the question that I have asked, most of the times it giving the good answer, right? So in industry, because GPT is the most powerful one and that is already tried and tested. But if you use the Grok models, so that is only for playing with the means just how we can make connection or all these things that is okay. But to get feel or 90% of the, or not 90, the 80% industry using GPT model. Okay. So because of that, that is most common. So you should always try with chat OpenAI. Grok is just for means small things, or there you can use, but always try to get a feel of chat GPT first. Okay, once okay, you know how, let's say in chat GPT also, or GPT also, there are different like nano or other version as well, right? Once you get the feel, okay, which model behave, uh, how differently different model behave in GPT also, then once you get confident, okay, now I know how this model behaves, then you can try with other model. Otherwise, in terms of costing, there are many models which cost is very less, but yeah, means better to use a GPT only. It will be costly, means as I said, $10 will be more than enough for this entire course that I will do up till means now. What we will do in future classes also. So all the things that you experiment na, so this $10, if you make a recharge of $10, that will be more than enough for entire course to practice. But the thing is like, always use GPT 4.1 nano. For some cases you can test other model of GPT, but always try to use GPT nano. Okay, that will cost much lesser than the other model. If you see also GPT 4.1 nano pricing, always try to see the pricing as well. Okay, that will be if you see the pricing of different model. Okay, GPT 4.1 nano. So the input pricing is $0.1. $0.1 means 8 rupees. In 8 rupees, how many tokens you can generate? How many tokens as an input you can give? 1 million means 10 lakh tokens. 8 rupees equal to 10 lakh tokens as an input. Okay. For output, and the cache, if you see cache, this is almost means 4 times lesser if you use the cache memory. Means if you asking the same question again and again, right? And the output token is 40, 0.40, right? So it will be around 32 rupees, 10 million token. So generally the output is also will not be lengthy. For example, if you set the token 400, okay. So most of the time the output token is 10, 20, 30, 50, 100. Most of the time 100. So if you see 10 lakh, okay. So in 32 rupees, you can imagine how many tokens you can generate. Okay. This is the pricing of GPT 4.1 nano, right? Similarly, if you see the pricing of GPT 5 nano, here the pricing is much lesser, right? $0.05. But that I have tested, but in my case, the output is not good for GPT 5 nano. So better to use GPT 4.1. But you can try with, so these are different model, right? GPT 5, mini, nano. Based on the pricing, you can try with some simple thing, right? You can have a feel of O1, O3. So these are all models of GPT. Maybe I can send you the link of that so that you can try. Okay, so do not hesitate, means that I should use Grok. So Grok, if you want to learn, better to use GPT only. GPT or Anthropic. Anthropic means Claude, but the Claude pricing is higher as compared to the GPT. So any one you can use. So I recommend better to use GPT. Okay. Yeah. Any other question? Okay. Good. Okay, then we can wrap up the class. if you don't have any other question. So thanks everyone, and keep practicing.
Thanks, Vipin.
Thanks.